We are live. We are live. We are live. Hello. Hello, person. How are you today? How are you doing? How's it going? How's life? You are not late, JDO. You are not late at all. You are ahead of schedule. You are early. You are just on time for the show. Welcome on board. We got all kinds of surprises. We got all kinds of rewards, all kinds of obstacles and challenges and ups and downs and free falling. And you're just on time. You couldn't be any earlier or any later. How are you doing, JDO? I hope you're doing well. Did you check out my music video? I just dropped it. I'll Still Be a Rock music video for my first single. It's now out and feels really good. Feels really nice to get the first music video out. Feels like a really good accomplishment. Had a lot of fun making it. It was very nice with my friends. Music video was epic. Lying, I say I'm perfectly fine. Honestly, I'm overstimulated. Overstimulated. Well, thank you for the words on the music video. Thank you. I'm happy that it was epic. I also thought it was pretty epic. I appreciate that. And yeah, overstimulated. Overstimulated, drink some water, get some sunlight. Don't stay indoors. I think staying indoors does not help with the overstimulation. Because the containment is that's kind of what's happening when you're overstimulated. You're like containing your mind, you're containing yourself. Even though it feels like you're reaching out for something else when you engage in something that overstimulates you, but it's actually trapping you. So get outside, smell the fresh air. Don't be contained by your ceilings, and feel free. Feel free. Haven't been outside in weeks. Whoa, you should go outside. You should go outside right after the stream or during the stream. Go outside, man. Go outside. It's that's where the real show is. I think that we should, not saying I do this, but I try to be conscious of it. I try to do it. So I go outside before starting the day, before ending the day. Ideally, we want to spend half of our day outside, right? Because if you think about it, who we are as, as creatures, humans, right? I think it would make sense that we would spend at least half of our day outside from kind of nature's perspective. But it's normalized to spend like the entire day inside or, in your room. After the stream, for sure, yeah. Go outside. Look up at the sky. Take some deep breaths. Notice details of what you're looking at. Notice how pretty the leaves look, or the trees, or the details of whatever your environment is. Notice those things. May I ask you? Yes, please, Corinne, ask. Thank you for joining. Thank you guys for joining the live stream. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your projects are going well. I hope your lives are going incredible. When did you wake up? Wake up? What do you mean? That's got a lot of meanings. There's a lot of levels of waking up. What my intuitive response to that? 10 a.m. this morning now. Like spiritual awakening. I think I've talked about this before. Somewhere, but it was in 2020 or the ending of 2020, beginning of 2021, like the last week of December, first week of January, that kind of year. I woke up, man. I woke up. I mean, there's so much. There's like, it could be a whole podcast on a podcast. Eventually, when I'm on a podcast, on my own podcast. I want to start a podcast. I really want to. I will. It's just about right now. A lot of my projects are anyway. I saw myself as a machine. I started thinking about. I awoke to the ideas of programming, um, realizing that every thought, every belief that you have, um, is kind of programmed into you in some way. Whether it's a belief system, mostly just like society, the way you grew up, the way that you kind of been sensing the world around you. And so like every belief is kind of just programmed into you, instilled in you. And then I woke into like, whoa, like I don't have to just follow the programming that I've been given. I can create my own, I can reprogram. And I think that's the difference between humans and AI and machines, is that we have the power to acknowledge our own consciousness and then reprogram our beliefs and ideas. That's the thing that, at least at the moment, I guess, right, robots and AI can't do, is reprogram. They can self-improve, but they can't necessarily reprogram to the degree that humans can, by like realizing, oh, I don't agree with this belief. Let me, and it could be anything. But I started to awaken to that, and that's when I got into more spiritual things, and I realized that I was much more than just my body. And yeah, I think your own relationship with your soul, your relationship with God, is the most important thing that you have with yourself in this life. And it's the foundation for everything else. Everything else is secondary. Everything else is rooted in that relationship. So yeah, that's when I started to awaken. So it's been 3-4 years or so. Man, and it's life has not been nearly the same ever since. Not nearly the same. Yeah. When did you wake up? My question be, what's your most favorite video you've created this year? Ooh, or favorite book you read this year? I love that question. Thank you for asking it. My favorite video that I've created this year, if I look back, let me see. I believe, yeah, it was like film school ones. Honestly, the vlogs were probably the most fun, if I'm going to be honest, just because it was so much fun vlogging my last weeks in college with my friends in film school. That was the most fun, I have to say. My favorite though, like as a piece itself, gosh, I gotta say, I mean, maybe the one that I just dropped, the music video that I just posted. I loved that one. I'm falling in love with. The romanticize your process. I think maybe I'm most proud of that one. Just because I had the vivid idea of what I wanted it to be, and I feel like I did a good job at achieving it. And I'm really happy with how it came out. It feels really nice it felt really nice to get that video done. And yeah, I would say those handful of videos. If I had to just pick like intuitively, if I just had to pick one, maybe the music video. Maybe it's the most special for me, I think. And then favorite book I read this year. I don't think I completed a book this year, but I'm really enjoying this one. A Little History of the World, just because I want to get more into like history in general. But I ordered, and I'm going to read a textbook called Earth and Its People. I have it here somewhere. Because you don't want to just learn history from like one person or one guy or one source. So I'm going to read that textbook after. But A Little History of the World is nice. I've already fact checked some things in there that are not true, but generally speaking, the main concepts, it's like a creative. It's more of like a bedtime story kind of version of the history of humanity, which is really nice, like simpler and whatnot. It's a good like entryway, I think, into history, into my journey, learning, educating myself. I think it's important to learn about history for all the obvious reasons, but also I think more like in a more relevant sense of um I think humanity, we're coming to a point where we need to start as individuals take more initiative and more responsibility for our own lives, and so our collective lives, instead of kind of just remaining in these bubbles that the that empire has kind of constructed for us. And if we want to take initiative, responsibility, and collective responsibility for the future of our race, then I think we need to be educated on how we got to the points that we're at now, where we've been, where we are now, the context, and then we can decide consciously how we want to move forward. So I think it's really important um, to have your own education, and not just rely on the education systems from the government on informing you of all these things. So that one I've enjoyed the most out of every book that I've read so far this year, I think. It's my first ever live, and I immediately subscribed early today after finishing You Need to Romanticize Your Process. Hey, how you doing, Nas? Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I'm really happy that the video found you. I'm happy that you got something out of it, that you resonated. And thank you so much for joining the live. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. I hope that you resonate with the rest of the content. And I hope that your artistic journey is going well and that you're implementing conscious things into it. And you're making your life more fun with the process. Because like the video says, I mean, we all deserve to enjoy our process. It's meant for us to enjoy it. And we can get disconnected from that. But I think building a community of artists, we can all support each other and kind of reaffirm to each other that we're here. Hey, you're not alone. We're all here. We have similar struggles, similar journeys, similar dreams, desires, and whatnot. And something I'm big on is the soul, your relationship with your own soul, because you will live a very deeply fulfilling and emotional life if you get close with your own soul. How's your week been? My week has been great. It's been awesome. My week has been a lot of stuff happening. My music video, I've been busy with that. My next YouTube video coming out next week is one that's really going to help you guys practically wise, some practical tips on workflow as an artist. So I'm excited for that. So I've been planning that out. Been working on my next songs that are rolling out this summer. I've been very busy with freelancing, videography freelancing. And yeah, and it's just a matter of when I really kick gears into my next film project. I'm conceptualizing for the script right now, so that's fun. But work, time with family, most important, and then time with God, and enjoying the little things, which are actually the biggest things. Rule number 34, I think. Oh gosh, did I just, yeah. Rule something else in Zombieland. Yeah. If you have seen that movie, Zombieland's a great movie. Enjoy the little things. I appreciate you sharing your awakening. I didn't expect you're going to talk about God, honestly. Yeah. God, my relationship with God is pretty interesting. I was raised Roman Catholic. And I kind of veered away from that entering college. And then right when I veered away from it is actually when my spiritual awakening happened. And, I became more spiritual, more aware of that. It was much more than just my flesh. And it wasn't until this year, where I really came to know God and to know who he is and to know that he's always been there and that he is the way, the light. And I think that if we develop our own relationships, I'm not one to preach. I'm not one to wait. I was thinking of a lyric in my song that has to do with preaching. I'm not here to try and convince someone that God is real. I don't believe that I have the power to do that. I don't think anyone has the power to do that. But what I can do is promote your relationship with your own soul, in your relationship with your own spirituality. And everyone's walk with God is different, I think. But I think it is so important for artists, for us as a community, but also more importantly for your life in general. But yeah, got another one. What's your thoughts on the concept nostalgia? What things you're nostalgic for? Nostalgia is a beautiful feeling. I love nostalgia. It could be painful, but it's proof that you were in love with something. It's proof that it's a reminder of your capacity to feel and to love, which is really beautiful. I kind of I've recently started to see nostalgia. I've almost experienced nostalgia in reverse now, where especially towards the end of college, when I was, thinking about, wow, these are my last few weeks, these are my last few months in college, I would experience my future self's nostalgia. So I would be like, wow, I'm feeling the nostalgia that my future self is going to have right now. Like I would look at the places on college or even here at my house. Like I don't know how much longer I'll be living here in this house with my family. Right. It's only a matter of time before I move out and I live somewhere else and I'm working on other things. And, you know, it's a time in my life that's very special and unique and sacred. That's why it's important that I live it every day with that awareness. And so almost experiencing that nostalgia from my future self helps me embrace these present moments more and more. So like tapping into that nostalgia. Knowing it's always going to be there in different forms, and kind of you can have the nostalgia where you're like, man, I regret something, or man, I wish I took advantage more of that time. Now I'm nostalgic for it. But if you're just present now for everything that you're experiencing, and then later, you know, you can look back and feel good with how present you were or how you experienced it, because you already knew that you'd be nostalgic for it in the future. But yeah, and I think that healthy nostalgia is, like also acknowledging that where you are is better than where you were. Um, it's meant for you right now, just like that was meant for you then. This is meant for you now, and you can look back and both love what you had, but also be okay and be at peace and be happy that you're not still there, because that's in your best interest that you're here now. I want to hear your thoughts on this. How do I stop feeling pretentious? Oh, why do you feel pretentious? Is it your artistic taste or your artistic style? Definitely shouldn't feel pretentious if others are making you feel that way, or I don't know. There's a certain voice that it's not you that's calling you that. But hey, as long as it feels right inside and it's aligned with your heart and soul, pretentious does not exist. To the extent that like, oh, something is unwarranted, you do you. Like you, not even just like you do you, but you have to do you. You have to lean into what you like and lean into how you honestly feel. But yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit of an open-ended thing, right? Like, what does it exactly mean to be pretentious? But I forget. Have you graduated from college now? Yes, I graduated May. Graduated. Now I'm done with college. I'm done with homework. School's out forever. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm here at my house for the next few months, expected, and then I don't know where I'm going after. That's in God's hands. But right now, I'm focusing on the projects that I have, focusing on my music, focusing on my content, focusing on my freelancing, my script, my next film project. The next film project is that's the biggest thing that I'm concerned with in terms of like my focus and energy, because that's going to take me. I'm excited for wherever that's going to take me. Whatever the destiny of that project is. I'm really excited about it. The video came to me at a time when I needed it the most, and I really appreciate and support what you are doing here and your vision. Wow. Thank you so much for that. Thank you a lot. I love that you see that. I love that you sense that and feel that and feel that mission and vision that I have, because the content is very important for me. The content it means a lot to me, because it's a long-term thing. This is not just something short-term. And even, if I don't want to become too busy for YouTube. Like I really don't. or maybe not YouTube specifically, but this idea of connecting with people in this kind of mode of content and this mode of, making videos about things. But I mean, it's again, it's a long-term thing for me. It's a long-term project. It's a long-term connection and community that we're all making together. So yeah, that's my family in the background, by the way, if you hear that. But I'm so happy that you found the community. I'm happy that you found this mission and the content, and I'm very appreciative of the fact that you acknowledge that and see that and express that. So thank you very much. Can't wait to check out the other videos ASAP. Yes, yes, yes. Check out the videos. See what else is cooking up on the channel. Got a lot more coming. I hope you enjoy the other videos and you get something out of it. I put a lot of work into each video that I post, so makes me very, very happy when someone is able to get something out of any of my videos. How to get over the hump of only thinking and not taking action on it. I could speak from experience. A couple things. I think just a mental framework um, of the the sooner you acknowledge that you have to just do it, the better. Um, Shia LaBeouf was right. You just have to do it. Maybe you're trying to make an excuse or a hack or waiting for something easier or something to be removed or something, easier to fall into your lap, or waiting for the perfect opportunity, or waiting until you don't have to act in a certain way before you get something. The sooner that you acknowledge that you just have to do the thing, the better. And acknowledge with your whole mind, body, and soul, because maybe your mind kind of knows it in the back of your mind, but your body's like, no, 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 we can't do that, or let's not do it now. You have to really affirm that to yourself. Um, and it's very simple, and there's no getting around it. The only way is through. And while that can sound scary, you have to let that empower you, because you know instead of viewing it as like, oh man, I guess there is no other way, you should view it as there is no other way. That's good. It's easy, it's simple, it's straightforward. There's no other way. Like there's nothing else I have to do or research before I get permission to act on it. I already have everything that I need. I already have all the information. I already know that it's going to be simple, and this is the thing I have to do. So that'll be the first thing, is just simplify that and acknowledge, okay, it's just a matter of, I guess now, time and willpower before it actually happens. I don't need to go and research anything else. I don't need to know anything else. I just have to do the thing. For example, if you want to be a music artist, you just have to make a song. You start with that. Step one, start with writing. You start with learning how to produce. You just have to do the thing. And then I I intuitively, I feel like writing down your thoughts, that's why I'm super big on journaling. Like, I feel like every time you're thinking about your goal, if you just journal about it, if you write it down, if you write it on sticky notes or paper and you put it around, put it on your desk or keep it in your journal, or just write about it instead of just thinking about it all day long for days on end, for weeks on end, for months on end. I think if you materialize it actually down, you write on it, it'll do two things. One, it'll help your body feel like, okay, thought into creation, thought into creation, thought into creation, thought materialize. So you're materializing your thoughts, and I think that would help you, and that's helped me at least. That's why I have so many sticky notes on my desk everywhere, and so many journal entries in all of my journals. Is just this idea of like, okay, something comes to me, I know it's meant to come to me, I'm going to turn it into something. I'm going to turn it into a journal entry. I'm going to write it. I'm going to create it. Um, and then that's the first thing. The second thing I think it does, it also shows you and reminds you of all of the things that you're feeding into yourself. If you surround yourself with the notes and everything that you're thinking of, then eventually it starts to click of like, okay, this is all around me. This is what I'm creating. This is what I'm writing about. The only logical step now is just to actually do the thing. So you're kind of showing yourself, okay, look at how much you're pondering on this thing. You have to just do it. This is your life. This is what your soul wants you to do. So you start to make it more obvious to you. And yeah, I mean, like I said, there's no hack. There's no like easy, like this is how you overcome. This is how you have discipline, or this is how you. I think that's the beautiful thing about discipline. That is, I think, the beautiful element of grace that discipline, that the idea of discipline has compared to any other idea, I think, in the world, is that there's no, it feels like that thing that you want to find the hack for. It feels like the thing that you want to find the answer for, or the thing that you want to find the easy way through. But the whole point of discipline is that it's not easy. It's simple, but it's not necessarily easy. You just have to do it. You just have to overcome it. So yeah, and again, that can seem scary, but if you let that empower you, then if there is a hack, then that's the hack. Can you put the bread away when you're done with it? Yes, I will, Raquel. Okay. Okay. How to deal with anxiety. How do you deal with anxiety? Because I've had that for years and found some ways to cope with it. Anxiety, I don't think I've ever had like a severe, I at least would say in my own experience, I don't think I've ever dealt with anxiety in the severe levels that I've noticed other people deal with it. But I will say, moments where I do experience anxiety is honestly, like, I experience it with my art projects from time to time. Like, I talked about this before, like when I'm recording a YouTube video, sometimes like right before I hit record, I I'll stop myself, or I'll be like, or this feeling comes up that, like, oh, when I start talking, I'm gonna not know what to say, and then I'm gonna be wasting time, or I'm just gonna be stumbling on my words, or I'm not gonna know which direction to take it. Even if I have an outline or a script, it always comes. So that resistance is always coming up in some form. And I experience it with, music, recording music, or even making films, like on a shoot day, on a film shoot day, or the night before. Like, I can get anxiety on, like, is everything planned for? Is everything going good? So it's like my body, feeling certain ways, and I have to calm it with my soul, with words from my soul. But it's my mom always says the difference between in intuition and anxiety, um, or fear, is that fear is anxious and fear is unstable, but intuition is calm. So I think the way to combat anxiety is to lean into intuition and calmness, and you do that by centering yourself. You do that with deep breaths. You do that with returning home, returning to yourself. Um, you know, Making sure that the voices that you're hearing are, that you're not listening to the voices that are not you. And again, your voices, your intuition, your heart, your soul, those are the voices that are calm. Those aren't the voices that are going to be anxious and are going to be, driven with fear, or going to be scaring you or tempting you in some kind of way. So yeah, that's those are the methods that I've kind of used to deal with anxiety in my own journey, my own experiences. Is you have to center yourself, which is a skill, because it's not easy to do that. My music video we were shooting a couple days ago, um, I got very anxious on, I think it was like the third shoot day, where we were supposed to wrap the day before, but we had to have a third one, because the sun was going down on the second shoot day. You filmmakers know how it is when you're shooting at sunset and you start to lose light outside, and it's like a rush. Oh my gosh, there's nothing crazier than that. I think there's nothing crazier than that I've experienced on any film set. Is that kind of when you're combating that. But I was dealing with that, and it was already a third shoot day. I wanted to finish it in the first two, and it was a third one. Then I forgot some shots to get on that day, and then I had to extend it another day, and I was just getting anxious, and I was like, man. But then I kept telling right away, right when I started feeling that anxiety, and that I was feeling some kind of anger, some kind of annoyance. Right when that feeling started to creep in, my soul was telling me, like, Tom, this is meant to be. This is God's plan. There's, for some reason, you were not meant to make this in 2 days or 3 days. There's meant to be, another shoot day now. And that voice came up right away, and it was just my decision. Do I listen to that voice, or do I listen to the voices that are telling me to get annoyed? And that is the dilemma. That is the whole thing with anxiety. So you have to build that skill of which voice you're gonna listen to. And you know what is crazy and I knew, my soul was telling me, Tommy, that you're meant to have another shoot day. There was a reason why you didn't finish everything today. And then the next day I went, I was like, and even part of me was like, oh, this, like, part of my body was like, oh man, like, I can't believe, like, I have to go on a fourth shoot day. But then when I was there in the forest and I was filming, this beautiful buck, this beautiful deer was right there, right in my path. and it wasn't really running away. It was like right next to me, my camera, and I set up the shot, and I filmed some shots with the deer, and it adds such a beautiful touch. And I know right when I saw that deer, I was like, okay, that's why I didn't finish everything the third day, so that this buck could be in my music video. And it just felt perfect. It was a beautiful moment of similar to deja vu, where you feel like you've been here before. Just this feeling that your soul's meant to be here in this moment. Um, everything led up perfectly for you to be here. So that can also help with anxiety, I think, is a detachment from how things have to be, and an acceptance and an embracing towards what can be or what's meant to be. But yeah, anxiety is, I know for artists especially, it can be a big thing to deal with. What are your thoughts on stoicism? If that's subject you're interested, of course. Yeah, I love a lot of what stoicism talks about. I looked a while ago. I looked a lot into the Daily Stoic, Ryan Holiday, his whole movement, if you want to call it that, that he has going on with stoicism. How he kind of modernizes stoicism, makes it easy for people to learn about. So I love that. And yeah, I think there's a common misconception with stoicism, actually. Like people say that stoicism is anti-feeling, or like stoicism says that you're not allowed to be upset or not allowed to be angry, or you know, stoicism, you have to have a cold face, you have to have a cold heart. If anything, stoicism widens, I would argue that it promotes the widening of your heart and the widening for kindness and goodness. But I think the reason, I think the biggest reason why that misconception is there is because stoicism, the big idea of stoicism, is to remain calm despite external outside circumstances. To not let that get to you emotionally, to not allow that allow you to be defeated emotionally when something doesn't go your way. And I think that's super healthy, especially in the world that we live in today. I think our need for control over life and life circumstances has gotten to an extreme compared to any other time in human history. And the reason that is because we have access to so many creations and so much conveniency, unlike ever before. You know, emperors thousands of years ago, the I think the distractions and or the amount of pleasures, I guess, that they had access to, or the degree that the degree that they had access to pleasures is the same degree now that the modern person, the average human has, whether it's your cell phone or whether it's Netflix, or indulging in food. And so our need and our expectation for things to be in our control, and an expectation for things to be given to us, is at an all-time high. And that's why that discipline skill is ever so more valuable. And stoicism talks about that idea of keeping yourself calm. And it's not, I don't think it says to not feel, but rather not indulge in the feelings that actually aren't you, because who you are deep down inside, actually isn't really disrupted with, or isn't really angry with what's happening. A lot of the times it's just our body that's angry or annoyed. And so stoicism, I think, helps you tap into the stillness and tap into the part that's actually you, the part that's calm, the part that is centered. So yeah, that's why I really like a lot of things with stoicism. And I think it just promotes you to be more in tune with that stillness and with those ideas. Thanks. I'll definitely try journaling, push through. By the way, see, you're connoisseur of vintage movie posters. Yes, La La Land. Oh, on hand. La La Land. Yes. We have a movie family. So we have Billy Elliot movie poster, we have Parasite movie poster, we have a Ghost Story movie poster, and Then We Danced. And Then We Danced, not a very popular movie, but it was at Sundance a few years ago and it was incredible. And then some other posters. I have a 2001: Space Odyssey poster, of course, in my old bedroom upstairs that my brother lives in now. Lots of movie posters. But yeah, do the journaling. Let me know how it goes. I wish you best of luck with that. Best wishes. I really appreciate your content. So inspiring. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for expressing your support. Appreciate that a lot. I'm happy that the content resonates. I'm happy that the content helps. And I do this all because it's what I feel called to do, and I do it all ultimately because of the community, how it can help others and can connect us all. Especially that romanticized process video. And I knew that was going to touch a lot of people because we all have these crazy inner worlds as artists. We all have our own craft. We all have our own unique, distinct relationship with our own, you know, we can have two filmmakers, but their own experience with filmmaking is totally different, you know, like a fingerprint, snowflake. No two are the same. So, you know, the romanticizing that process, that's something that we can all kind of have a common experience in, even if our processes are, our relationship with our processes are all going to be different. Something that can help us all is finding ways to romanticize it, finding ways to fall in love with this thing that is just so special in our own lives. Hello from Russia. I love some of your videos. Hello to Russia. Hello, hello, hello. Videos making it international. There we go. I'm happy that you love the videos, and I'm happy that you're here, part of the community. So thank you very much. Sometimes see your thumbnails in your videos change a bit. Any reason why that is? Yeah, thumbnail performance. That's something that I'm still trying to like experiment and learn at and get better at. So if you see a thumbnail change, give me 1 second. If you see a thumbnail change, because I'm noticing it perform in a certain way, and then every time I create a video, I usually create like a bunch of different thumbnails, like maybe 3 to 4. And then I just choose one intuitively. I get other people's feedback on it, and I just choose one. And if it doesn't perform well, I go with the other one that I created. You'll actually notice that Mr. Beast does that sometimes. If you look at his videos that he posts, he'll put one thumbnail and then he'll change it the next day, or then the 2 days after that. And that must be because he wants it. It's not performing as well maybe as he would want it to. But yeah, some thumbnails I just stick with. Like my vlogs, I didn't really put too much effort into the thumbnails. I kind of just, because they weren't really serious videos, I kind of want to just vlog and get them up. So yeah, and the more serious ones, I'm gonna put more attention to detail. The patterns I like is just big text, and then or what I've learned from Mr. Beast is like colors, big text, and a main kind of subject. So in the romanticized process, it's my face with that pen right there. And there's a lot. I think that thumbnail also was really nice. You need to romanticize your process because you have the kind of main subject in the middle. You have the big text that's above. You have depth in the shot with the books, and then you have a really nice light that's coming from the side, a powerful light. So yeah, I think that's why that overall that thumbnail is pretty well visually executed on my part. I completely agree with you about stoicism and the points that you made. I too truly think that most of our problems stem from our obsession with control. Yeah. And it's not easy to admit that to yourself, I think. But if you look at yourself honestly and you see, what am I holding on to? What am I trying to control in my own life that I ultimately really can't control 100% of the time, because either it has to do with something else out into the world, or has to do with someone else, which you can never control someone else, no matter how hard you try. You can never do that. Or just the simple fate of, of the universe. A lot of it's out of our body's control. But in an interesting way, I do believe that everything is under our control on a soul level. And the reason because of that is because we can find peace. All we have to do is find peace with the things that are meant to come into our life and embrace them, and their perfect divine timing. That is something I truly do believe in. Yeah, I forgot that was a feature on YouTube. Yeah. Might start doing that. Do you make YouTube videos? JDO content creator, bro. But yeah, I mean, it's thumbnails, man. It's hey, if you don't click, you have to click before you watch. So thumbnail and title are super duper important. And I've had a very fortunate experience of having a younger brother who has started and grown multiple channels across the years, and he's been able to help me with my thumbnails and my titles. So yeah, Andrew's a beast. He's the one who helped me with the title and thumbnail for you already have your answers. Here's how, that old video that got like 700K, almost 700K views. That's like, I think I had like the title or something, but he came up with the, oh no, I had like the image, but he came up with like title, text, all that stuff. So very blessed about that. Also, do you believe in bad products, bad stories, bad games, stuff doesn't have potential? I mean, everyone has their own definition of good and bad. That's why you can't really form a universal one. I think every product, every piece of art is meant to have the impact that it's meant to have. Meaning, if a if a certain product or a certain piece of art is experienced by a low amount of people, maybe it was actually better. It was written so that it works out that it's not as well discovered as the other ones. Some things are just meant to touch someone specifically, or serve a certain purpose. That's why you can't really use metrics, those kind of metrics, to determine the value of something or how important it was, because you just don't know. You don't know how these things all play out and how they all affect each other. So yeah, I don't really believe in that idea of like this is good and this is bad because of this. I think that it all has to do with what you resonate with in art. You can love something, you think something's really great or something's good because you love it, and that's your reason for it, and that's enough. If you love something, who's to say that's any better or worse than another movie just because you don't you don't love it, because it's a personal thing, right? You resonate with it. And it's kind of like you know it's like people, like if you don't vibe with someone, doesn't necessarily mean that they're a bad person. You just don't vibe with them. Maybe you don't want to be the friend, don't want to hang out a lot. Nothing, it doesn't have anything to do with you or them. It just, there's not a click. It's like movies. I mean, you don't vibe with a movie, you don't resonate with it, you don't like it, doesn't necessarily mean there's anything wrong with it or there's anything wrong with you. You just, there's just, these are beautiful connections that are made and not made within the web of all of this. I do think that there's certain products or certain things that can be unhealthy, just generally speaking, for us collectively. So I do believe in that, and that's more based on, I think, if things are made in or out of alignment with our souls. And if things are made out of alignment with our souls, then those are likely going to push other souls out of alignment. And not necessarily, but that, I think that's the big reason why there can be products or pieces of art creations that are unhealthy for us. It's because of how they were created or why they were created, what the purposes were for that. That's why a lot of our modern ways, how we define how certain civilizations are advanced, we look at metrics, we look at economy, we look at certain statistics that aren't necessarily have anything to do with what's actually healthy or what's actually healthy for our souls and for us. That's why it's not necessarily a great way, I think, of defining or classifying those things, or how we organize ourselves as humans. Because a lot of those ways are rooted in what's convenient or what makes the most amount of money. Also, do you believe taking criticism can be beneficial for your project? Sorry for the many questions. Don't be sorry, JDO. Please keep them coming. I love them. I love them a lot. Thank you for asking the questions. Thank you. I appreciate you. Taking criticism, yeah, it can be super beneficial if it's not done in a way where you're like treating it as Bible. Again, back to what resonates. I personally, and I don't think it's arrogant to say, and I don't think it's arrogant if you do this as well. I don't think you should listen to advice if you don't agree with it or if you don't resonate with it. I mean, why should you? Why should you listen to criticism or feedback that you don't agree with or you don't resonate with? Then you're just doing it just because the other person told you to. I think feedback and advice are great because people can see certain, see things on your art that you wouldn't be able to see yourself because they come with it with a different perspective, and they bring up a point or an idea that, and if your soul resonates with that, and it's like, oh yeah, they were meant to say that, I'm meant to feel this way, and now boom, now I can integrate it in this way, and that's a beautiful thing. So yeah, I think advice is great taken in that way, but advice becomes dangerous and feedback becomes dangerous to you when you become over dependent on it, or if you treat it as, or if you let it transcend your own intuition and your own heart, but use it as a means to find what you like, use it as a means to see what you love and what you resonate with. Have you seen Trash Humpers by Harmony Korine? If you've seen, what are your thoughts on it? No, actually, I have it. I have Trash Humpers, the other movies, the one with the kid with the rabbit ears and kids. Yeah, all those movies. I got it from this guy, Jack, who I met at Sundance a while ago, who's into filmmaking and everything. It's very nice for him to get the movies. I still haven't gotten to them. I still have to watch them. Just as I have to get to a lot of movies. There's a lot of movies I have to get to. But when I do watch it, hopefully I can tell you about it. But they look unlike anything that I've seen before, just appearance-wise, my impression of it. Have you seen them? What do you think of them? Because I don't think I've ever talked to anyone who, well, I guess besides Jack, but he hasn't really talked about them before. But I haven't really talked to anyone about those movies. That's true. Everyone likes and dislikes different stuff, personal taste. I believe there can be flaws in some products, but the value of it is determined by personal taste. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, like your own experience, right? That's what it is. And that's why kind of like a binary system of good and bad can be dangerous to your own creative spirit if you're treating it, again, if you're treating it as gospel, if you're treating it as Bible above your own heart and intuition. Because that's gonna disconnect you from your soul and disconnect you from your own creativity. And creativity is limitless. You can't contain creativity. You can't contain that. And as long as it feels right in the process, if you like it, if you truly believe that this is what's good and best for the project, then you have to do that. You have to. Meaning someone can love what I kind of think as mid. Yeah. And someone could think something's mid while you love it. No one's right or wrong. But you guys are both right in your feeling. You're not right or wrong according to the system that we've made about what makes something good or bad, but you guys are both completely correct and true in your own feeling. And yeah. Don't feel unvalidated by your own taste. Your own taste. I mean, your taste can't be correct. Your opinion can't be incorrect. Your taste can't be correct. Your taste can't be incorrect. Your opinion can't be incorrect. That's what you feel about something. So you should never feel. That's why it's funny, like the whole meme of like Letterboxd, when you like a movie or you enjoy a movie, but then you go on Letterboxd and everyone hates it. It's like, oh, my bad. It's true, but you shouldn't feel that way. We all like what we like. We love what we love. This might be a bit personal, but I can't help but wonder about your age because your wisdom and approach to things seems so much older than you kind of. That's so funny. I'm 21. I'm turning 22 Tuesday, July 23rd. I'm so excited for my birthday. I'm going to be spending my birthday with my family. We're going to be watching movies and having nice birthdays with each other. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you. I'm very excited. This is going to be a great birthday. How we say the birthdays always get better, just like the Christmases. always get better with the years. So I feel more open to life. I'm very excited to be with my family. I'm very blessed to have my family, and very blessed to be able to have some time with them. And yeah, my mom's gonna be making teriyaki salmon, chicken franchise, two of my favorite meals that she cooks up. So I'm excited. My ex did sound for Trash Humpers. Oh, you're still together. Heard a lot of crazy things. Did sound? That's crazy. You should watch it. You should find his name or her name in the credits. Wow. That's fascinating. Yeah, I gotta watch it. I gotta see. It just looks super eerie. It looks super weird. Looks super creepy. But hey, I mean that's the vibe that it's going for. That's the vibe that it is. Hello, brother. Hello. How you doing? How you doing, man? Thank you for coming along. Thank you for joining. Do you have advice for someone who's just starting out with making short films but has zero experience or education in filmmaking? Um, First of all, welcome to the cult. Um, I love that if it's you, you're the new filmmaker. I love that you're entering the world of cinema. I would say first thing is you're probably making movies because you love movies. You love watching movies. So I would ask yourself, why do you love your favorite movies? If I were to ask you what your favorite movie is now, think of it in your mind. Why do you think that is? Is it something about the story? Is it something about the cinematography, the way it's made, or what it talks about, or the way it's directed? And why do you think you like that? Why do you think your soul is drawn to that? And what do you think that means about your own films or the type of films that you might want to make? The type of area and creativity that your soul would thrive in if your soul were to adopt this journey of filmmaking. Um, I think being conscious of your inspirations and what you like is super important for any artist. Um, and then I would say, like you take the pressure off, especially in the beginning. Just create, just make something, have trust and have faith in it. Just have faith that it's going to do what it's meant to do. It's going to come out the way it's meant to come out as long as you follow your heart with it. Don't get too attached to anything. And even throughout the whole process, you should just become unattached to how the project grows. My own personal philosophy on creativity is very much a hands-off kind of hands-on in terms of like commitment and dedication to the project, but hands-off of what the piece of art does and what it has to mean, and what it ultimately grows into. I kind of see the art as like a plant, and you're cultivating the growth, but you're not creating the plant. You're not making the plant. You're providing, the water. You're making sure that it gets enough water and sunlight and everything. But it's going to do what it's going to do. It's going to grow how it's meant to grow. It's going to look how it's meant to look, as long as you do your best job in cultivating its growth. And yeah, I mean, it's easier now to make a film than ever before. My first official, I guess, short film was I did like a Halloween one. Oh, wait, Halloween. Um, I did a Halloween short film with my family, and well, just my two brothers and my sister, and I had a lot of fun making it, and it's super special to me. Obviously, it's nothing on the level of the films I'm making now, but it's super special to me. It was incredible to experience the making of that with my siblings, and I love the Halloween movies, so I made something that I loved. I made something based off my inspirations. So I would say to make something that you love, make something that you like, and make something that you'll feel fulfilled making. And again, have trust and faith in it. And keep going. Don't let the world tell you anything. Don't let the world tell you to give up or stop. It makes me sad when I see some of my filmmaking friends pivot away from the dream. But you gotta really, if you're dedicated, you're dedicated, and you won't stop. But maybe that's more long-term stuff. The first film, you can get super creative. You can get super creative too. Like creativity is limitless. And filmmaking, you're intersecting so many different mediums of art. You got theater, acting, you got music, score, you got photography, cinematography, you got writing, storytelling, script. You got so many different areas of art, so many different artistic practices. That's why filmmaking for me is the most fulfilling, I think, medium of art. But yeah, trust yourself, trust your idea. Brands are alive, go for it. Oh, go for it. Experience comes from the act of doing it. Research advice and stuff and listen to what you agree with and resonate with. Yes, yes, exactly. All that. JDL's got it. Listen to what you resonate with. Listen to what you feel is right. What story's coming to you? May you have a blessed time. Happy birthday. May you have a blessed time. Thank you so much, Alex. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the blessing. I'm excited. I'm excited to spend my birthday, my 22nd birthday of my life. And tell me it's your birthday. Now you know. Now you know. Yeah. Big day for me. Yes, you are now part of the cult. The cult. Mwahahahaha. Yeah, it's a necessary step in becoming a filmmaker. Some people don't even know that they're joining it, but they find out too late, and then it's too late to escape. What accent do you have? I don't have an accent, um, but I'm curious as to what accent you thought I had. I'm half Peruvian, half Polish, but none of those. Like I didn't grow up learning one of those languages, so I don't have any accent. And I'm not great at impressions, so don't ask me to do an impression. Haha. I've been 20 for about 6 months now, and I gotta say, man, 20s feel like a bit different and chaotic. Yeah, I can definitely feel like there's more engagement from your end that you need to have with certain responsibilities, and you gotta think about more things. Um, and this is the decade. I don't know. 20s is a interesting decade. There's a lot of freedom. There's a lot of choices. Older people say live out your 20s, don't regret anything. Some people say there's the 20s to grind and do everything that you need to do. Set yourself up, set your whole life up. I think it's all balanced, right? Like you want to live out your youth, this unique phase of your life with like freedom and fun, but also you have so much freedom, you have so much time and energy. You're not going to have this particular degree of energy for the rest of your life, so how you use it is very important. I think definitely just have to be conscious of your own time, and depending on how are you spending your day, and how does your soul feel about that. How do you feel when you go to sleep at night? How do you feel about your practices and habits and behaviors? Maybe you're living your 20s and no regrets, you're spending it having fun, doing all these things, but is your soul at peace with that? I'm not to say. Only you have the answer deep down within you. But 20s are a beautiful empty canvas for you to paint on. Maybe the biggest canvas in terms of just all the freedom and everything. Or maybe it's the decade to learn that you've always been free. You always shall be free. And happy birthday, by the way. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for the advice. Of course. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking, Hand. Hey, can you tell us what is the best and worst part about being a filmmaker? The best part, you can't make me choose. It's all incredible and beautiful. There's so many things I could talk about. Reading that question, the first thing that comes to mind, best part is, I can't lie. I mean, I think it's watching the end product, just watching the film, because you spend so much time, at least for me, like especially my senior thesis, all these other films I made, you spend so much time, months and months and months. My senior thesis, I had that idea like for years. So that was, you think, even more cathartic, seeing that final product. But you spend so much time with your baby, this fossil, this idea, this story. You bring it through so many stages: the writing stage, the production stage, the filming stage, the editing stage, and you see how it evolves into something you could never expect. But the feeling was always there and always stayed. And then just to watch it back, I mean, I can't compare that feeling to any other thing in life in general. That specific experience, working on something for so long, it's just so special. And then that's tied. I think that's either tied or comes second to the people, and the experiences, the stories, being on set. So much fun. Just being on set with other people, you know, with your friends. The laughs are incredible. I mean, it's magical. There's nothing like it. It brings so much spiritual fulfillment to me. Um, I remember I was on a set, my friend's set in college. I remember I felt like I was on it was like I was on cloud nine, and I was just so happy and so excited, and so I was talking with everyone. I just couldn't contain myself. I was like, this is what I'm meant to do. This is what my soul wants to do for life. There's no feeling better than that. And then the worst part, part that sucks, um, well, the part that is definitely most difficult, I would say, um, I think it could be, honestly, in my own experience, a lot of it has to do with writing. I don't know why. Writing is so, like, it can get really, like, oof. It is a tricky avenue to navigate. Um, I don't really know why exactly, because the filming is a lot of fun. The editing is cool because you see the whole film come together. Production can be very busy. That's the other thing. But writing is just, I don't know. Writing is very. I love when I see the ideas finally click together. But to put it all, to bring an idea to the scripting is tough. And I think it just has to do with feeling confident that you're making a good foundation for a whole film. Maybe that's what it is. But again, it's having faith, because the script is not going to look exactly how it's not going to stay exactly how it is in the final product. That never happened. Especially my senior thesis, the script changed, like 90% of it changed during the filming itself, which is crazy. But yeah. Hey Tozak, can you please help me figure out how do I exactly be emotionally intelligent? Keep being stuck in situations that I'm not good at handling. I feel emotions too strongly. I'll lose my reason. Mm. Um, I think a strong relationship with yourself and your soul, coming to know who you are, coming to know who you are on a soul level and a human level, personality level, time in solitude just with yourself, to know yourself, to become aware of who you are, can help you deal with those things, because certain feelings can come up that disconnect us from who we are. They can disconnect us, and they're not really us, they're just feelings. So if you spend time with yourself, solitude time with yourself, you focus on consciously creating a relationship with yourself, with your soul, you come to know who you are, and then it's easier to decipher what is you and what is not you, and to know that when emotions come up, okay, we know that this is not me. I know that this is not me because I know who I am. And you build more trust with yourself, you build more comfort and strength with yourself, and it is then easier to be able to deal with those emotions that do come up. Um, and becoming emotionally intelligent, I think, is in order to be emotionally intelligent with other people, you have to be emotionally intelligent with yourself. And again, to know yourself and your own emotions, to know your own sensitivity, and what you feel deep down inside is true. Um, and yeah, the feeling emotions too strongly, never devalidating an emotion, because it's meant to be there, it's meant to come up. But remember, it's not necessarily you, because who you are on the inside, a lot of, I believe, at the soul level, we are a lot more peaceful and calm with situations, rather than how our body may react. Um, so again, spending time with yourself, and just feeling like you know who you are. Um, so you feel comfortable with yourself. can help you deal with those things and be more patient with yourself and more forgiving and more understanding, and then more strong to deal with those emotions when they come up. And the time in solitude, journal, meditate, pray, be calm, be in silence, go outside, take some deep breaths, and have faith in yourself, because you can do it. We all can do it. That's the power that we all have within ourselves. We all have that power to do that on a soul level. And I believe in you. I have infinite faith and trust in you, in your soul, in your ability to do whatever it is that you want to do, to achieve to get to whatever level that you want to get with yourself. Next time you should remind us to bring a notebook. Yeah, I'm always surrounded by notebooks. And I like to carry a little pocket journal with me. If you see my YouTube video, with a pen, so I'm always able to write down anything that comes up that I notice out in the world. But yeah, I'll make that reminder gladly. I love that that you feel like there's valuable content here. What are your thoughts on Minecraft? If you played it, of course I played Minecraft. Minecraft it's the OG. The fact that I got my own world to build my city, artistic piece, just amazing. Yeah. Honestly, Minecraft is I think the reason why Minecraft is so special for a lot of us is because it fulfilled us on levels that other video games just didn't, really, in ways that we didn't know, because our souls are meant to create and our souls are meant to explore, and Minecraft unlocked that unlike any other game. So I think that's why all of us were drawn to it. And I mean, this is our Minecraft. This is our real life Minecraft. We can create a life for ourselves, right? We can co-create a life with ourselves. And yeah, Minecraft was a great outlet. I remember playing that. I remember building so many worlds, so many like mansions, so many parkours, and so many different builds and so many different things. And the soundtrack, the score. That's why there's so much nostalgia for Minecraft, because because when you get on it, it's not like a game. It's not really high intensity game. It's very relaxed and it's very quiet. You play with your friends, but you also can play creative mode by yourself. It's very spiritually fulfilling. I haven't played another game quite like it, I would say. And yeah, no, it's deserves all of the credit that it gets, I think. For me too, writing is the most difficult part for content creation, since I don't make films yet. I think it's because my brain favors non-linear thinking and writing is more linear. That's true. That's actually a good point. I've never thought of it in that framework. It's a great observation. That's a great, I like how you resonate with that process. That's probably also why I somewhat feel it too, because I feel like a lot of emotions. Because when I'm shot listening, I'm making a shot, I can just feel the shot for what it is, and like, oh yeah, this. I just see it in my mind. But then the script is like, you're right. You got to think linear. Okay, this happens and this happens, this happens, and it's like, ooh, it's tough. But maybe we're meant to think of writing not in a linear, but more non-linear. What that looks like exactly, not entirely sure. But that's something I was learning a lot with my senior thesis script, was kind of just taking what resonates and trust in certain. Okay, this is gonna happen in the middle of the film. I don't know why, but this is gonna happen. Just trust in that. But yeah, writing is maybe it's more challenging in that area, like you're describing. It's very true. Writing is my act as a story writer. It can be tricky. The challenge is love for me. Yeah, fall in love with the process. Fall in love with all of the process. Fall in love with the challenges, everything like that. I appreciate you so much for taking the time to help me on my path. May you reach the heights of your success. Once I start earning in a few months, I want to contribute to your work. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your words. Thank you so much for your blessing. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate your support. I'm so happy that my words were able to resonate and help you in any way that they were able to help you. And I wish you the best of luck. And again, I believe in you. Sending you much love. And your support now, without money, finances, is always enough. So please, thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your presence and your time. Appreciate you joining the live. I get you though. I've made a story series with 7 books. No, duh, I know the tricks. 7 books is crazy. Whoa. JDO, that's insane, bro. 7 books. I want to write books. I want to write books eventually. Just a matter of time. It's a matter of when it feels right, when it feels right. I'm a good believer that mistakes sometimes be ideas. Like I'm building a project, Minecraft build, but accidentally placing a block, but I like how it's placed, even if it wasn't intentional. Yes, this always happens. This happens in art. This happens in life in general. I believe it's so true. Mistake. There are no. It's like what the painter Bob Ross says. You know, there's no mistakes, just happy little accidents. Mistakes are meant to be. Mistakes are meant to be. They can teach us something, or they could show us that something that we didn't know we needed. Especially if it's like super careless. Like, you know, maybe there's a mistake that we know we shouldn't be doing, but we do it anyway. It's like, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. Which I don't even know if you classify that as a mistake, but a mistake is like a careless, like, you know, like something happens, like, oops, didn't mean that. But then you see something, you know, something's like, oh, wait, no, there's something here. That always happens in my art. So many different forms, so many different stories I could recall. I mean, that happens all the time. You're a beautiful soul. I can see you are truly present and you genuinely care about others. I discovered your channel. I'm grateful. I'll be following your work. Wow, Alina, that means so much. That means a lot that your heart sees that, your heart feels that. Souls recognizing each other. That's incredible. That's magical. That's beautiful. I'm happy that you're here, and I'm happy that you found the work and that you're part of the community. And I've received love into my heart from those words. So I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Thank you a lot. And I can sense a lot of beauty from your own soul as well. I can feel a lot of care with you, and I'm honored that you're here and supporting the work and that you're getting something out of the videos. Anything at all. Appreciate you. Hearts. Much love. Much love. Here's a question. Answer it kind of philosophically. Who are you beside the labels, like your name, profession, that this world has put on you? Whoa. Who are you? Do we have 2 hours? You know what? I'm gonna answer. This is a shameless plug, if you want to call it. I'll answer with a short film because I feel like words made by mankind can't really encapsulate the truths of questions like that. So I will ask you if you could ever so kindly watch my short film Echoes. I posted it about a year ago. It's on my YouTube channel. It's Echoes, an experimental documentary. The thumbnail is like this light within this void of darkness. And I would say that does a pretty good job of encapsulating ideas of artistic expressions of who we are, I think. Shameless plug. But truly, that's my honest answer. Like, I think that short film is better than I could talk about. But I mean, if I had to put it into words, I mean, I think we're all souls. We're all spirits. And there's so much more to this world than meets the eye than what the world tells you. I believe that we're infinite. I believe that we are God's children. I believe that we were sent by him, that there's a divine plan. And I believe that by tapping into your own soul, if you tap into your own soul and if you spend more time in solitude, if you feel more faith in your life, if you get more quiet, if you cut out the distractions and noise of the world, I feel that you will find a world within that is so much grander and vaster than you could ever imagine. And then that your exploration and journey into that world will show you who you actually are. It's shown me who I am. Yeah, something that can't be encapsulated by words. It's not something made from this world, I guess you would say. But creativity and art is a beautiful reflection of what that is. That's why I'm so passionate about it. It's a beautiful gateway. It's a beautiful mirror into all of that. What are your thoughts on digital note taking and journaling as compared to doing on paper? I like the convenience of making digital notes, but somehow I feel distant from the content I write. Yeah, then I would switch to handwritten. That's why I do handwritten. It's so tangible. And everything in balance, I do feel like, or indulgence into technology is becoming an indulgence. It is becoming a kind of a mindless venture into this whole digital age and digital world without any kind of coherent mission as to what we're actually doing. So I think any little small things mean a lot, and those little things can be big things and big impacts. A simple thing of moving from digital notes to handwritten. I I keep like a lot of my things handwritten. When I go to a film shoot, I have a shot list. It's handwritten. It's on paper. It's on pen. I find it easier, but it feels more spiritually. I feel more present. I feel more spiritually aligned with that activity. And journaling becomes more personal than writing it down on my phone. When you're creating it with your actual hand, I think it makes a huge difference when you're actually writing out the letter and the words. It's much different than just tapping on a screen with light, I feel. The self is meant to be experienced, not understood with the mind. Yeah, that's exactly true. It's like it's like the whole. Gosh, I never would. No, I gotta look it up. I don't know what the reference is, but if you've heard, the idea of the two people who one one person is colorblind, but they know everything about color in terms of the science and how it works and how the light works, all of the mathematics, all the science. Then you have another person who doesn't know any of that, doesn't know the science, but they see color. They see the whole world in color. Who knows more about color? You know, according to our world, maybe the person who has all of the theoretical, sciences and everything and knows everything about color. But if you don't actually see it and experience it, like, where is knowledge? Where is wisdom? Where is experience? Where is that rooted in? I think it's experienced in the actual I think it's rooted in the actual experience of the thing itself. So yeah, I think who you are, yeah, it's something that's so true. It's something it's meant to be felt and experienced, not told to you by something else. Okay, I will watch Echoes and see that how much it helps me knowing myself, who I am. Yeah, I hope it does. I will say that that film was a very personal film for me. I definitely go in and just try and feel the film. I don't want to say too much on it, but I would say it comes from my own personal experiences and thoughts and ideas with programming and how the world feeds us certain beliefs to have, and then where does that mesh with who we actually are and who we're meant to be and all of that, where we come from. Yeah. I'm a story writer that wants to show the world that creativity is limitless and go against greedy corporate things. Sometimes they're creative individuals that are rejected. More power to you, JDL. I love every time you talk about that. I love it. Creativity is limitless. Creativity is limitless. And it's, this is the world we live in, but hey, this is the world we were born for. This is the world we were born to live in. We're here for a reason. We're meant to follow our visions and dreams for a reason. That's wrong to me. I said it in words. That's only a small portion, though. Namaste. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? What are your thoughts on the importance of universality in any art form in order to make it everlasting famous? How can we bring that universality in our work so that everyone can connect? I honestly believe. I was just thinking of this conversation got brought up with me and someone else, and they disagreed with me pretty sternly, which is I found kind of funny. Um, Not funny in terms of like their own argument, just I don't know why. It's funny remembering that conversation. Um, I personally believe that if you go so deep within yourself, if you make something that's so truly and authentic you, separate from the rest of the world and other people, if you just make something so extraordinarily personal and so deep at a soul level, that increases your chances for how much it's going to touch the rest of the world. Because at our deepest core, we're all connected. So if you go into your own individual soul, you will strike the cosmic chord within the collective, we will find that thing that connects us. So that's what I believe. I think that's, you bring out that universality. I think learning about others and learning about certain patterns on how we communicate, and patterns within art that connects a lot of people is helpful. Can help you find things that you like and resonate with. But at the end of the day, I think if you tune things out, if you tune out the outside world and you go so deep within, that is the law of universality. And it is the biggest proof of universality, because then it proves and shows, as in my experience, the pieces of art, the film that I made that touched the most people in such extreme ways was the film that was my most personal, the film that I actually had the most experience in terms of, like, other people telling me, oh no, it shouldn't be this way, or other people telling me, like, oh no, this is too confusing or whatnot, or this or that. It was me leaning into, this distinct thing that just felt true on a soul level and felt so deep. And I just went with it. And I went so deep and so personal despite everything else. And then it ended up connecting with, unlike any other film that I'd made before. So I would say go so deep within. That's the experience. That's the thing that I can personally testify to in my own experience making art. And I believe it's true. I really do believe it's true. And I believe it's true not just because of my own experience, but because I really do believe that at the deepest core, we all are connected. And by creating something that comes straight from the soul, you're creating something that is inherently going to be connected to the souls of other people. So, yeah. Just came across your video talking about romanticize the process. So many great takeaways in that video. I'm personally very inspired. Thank you for being the person you are. Thank you so much for that, Daniel. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I'm so happy that you enjoyed the video, that you got something out of it, that you resonated. I'm happy that you joined the stream. Thank you for your support. And I really appreciate that that was able to do something for you, because I put a lot of work into that video and it's helped a lot of people. And I appreciate you saying thank you for being the person you are. Thank you for being the person that you are. And yeah, that video is truly authentic, something from the heart that needed to come out. So I'm happy to see that it resonated with so many other people by going, again, deep within. It resonates with other people. Hey, I'm from India. I see a lot of Indian names in the chat, and I'm curious to know, do you have a lot of Indian viewers or not? Yeah, I do have a lot. I have a lot of Indian viewers. A lot, which is awesome. I love to see it. I get a lot of love and a lot of prayers, a lot of blessings from India, which is incredible. A lot of people on IG too. I connect with a lot of Indians on IG. Did you watch Barry Lyndon? If so, what are your thoughts on it? This will be the last question. I gotta go. I got some busy work to get to. Barry Lyndon, I had to rewatch it. I watched it the first time. I watched it with a film friend. I wasn't crazy about it. Stanley Kubrick is my favorite director, but I personally I don't know. I didn't vibe with it too much. I thought it was pretty cold, and I thought it was a little boring. But I think I would like it more in a rewatch. It just feels like one of those films. But I would definitely watch it. That's not me saying to not watch it. I just personally didn't vibe with it. I think there's definitely a reason why there's so many people love it. But yeah, just wasn't my, no pun intended, cup of tea. But I will. Every scene seems like a painting. Yes. No, yeah. The cinematography, I will say, it's Kubrick, so cinematography is going to be stellar. But I want to rewatch it. I believe. No, I don't have it's in my bedroom. I have the Criterion Blu-ray. That's how I watched it, my friend. But yeah, I'm going to watch it again. For sure, watch it again. Video's kind of vibe. It's really artistic, sort of authentic, cinematic. Definitely take inspiration. Feel structure so well. Thank you, JDL. Thank you very, very much. I love that you see that from the videos. I'm happy that you say that cinematic, because as a filmmaker, that's very good to hear. My YouTube videos come across cinematic. So that's cool. Great. thank you all so much for joining live. Thank you for all of your words and love. Thank you for your presence and your time. You guys are incredible. I'm so blessed to have this community. I have so much fun with these lives, so much fun making content. Check out the music video that I just dropped on my YouTube. You can go and support me on Patreon. Check out the blogs on my website. All the links are in the description, as well as my Spotify, if you guys want to check me out on there. I hope you guys are doing well at your projects. I hope you guys are living every day sacredly. Remember, this is your life. This is, there's no one's coming to save you. No one's coming to wake you up. Only you can have that interior journey with yourself. The best thing that I could do is help trigger some things out of you and help to serve as signposts. But ultimately, you have to walk through the door. So I hope that you, just like me, are taking initiative and embracing life and trying to connect with the soul, because it's so important. It's the thing that I believe in the most, especially in the world that we live in today. So happy birthday. Thank you so much. Eat that cake. Yep. Cookie dough cake coming up. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you, Pramar. Thank you so much. Katika, thank you so much. Understanding my own emotions and channeling it into my own art. Yep. Awesome. Great. I'm happy that resonates and works for you. That's great. That's great. I'm happy that that message feels right. Have a good night. Thank you so much, Alina, for joining. Thank you so much for your kind words. It means so much to me. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate all of you. Much love. I will see you next weekend. I'll see you guys Saturday, 2 p.m. next weekend. And watch out for the next video coming out next week. And yeah, more to come. More updates on the channel as well. All right. Get to your lives. Get to your projects or your work or whatever you're going to do. Enjoy your day. Do something nice for yourself. Show love to yourself. Live your life. Live the beautiful life. All right. Peace out, guys. Thank you. Later.